Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make a very simple whistle that is incredibly effective. So I learned to do this when I was a kid, and all we're doing is this is just banding strap. So when I was a young boy, I used to go up and down the railroad tracks, and I think the first whistle I made, I was probably about 7 years old. I had one of my older friends that showed me how to do this. So for some reason, back in the day, the railroads used to use this banding strap that had these 3/16 holes set every 1 inch centers. And so you could find this stuff scattered along the railroad tracks all the time. You could cut it off, bend it over, and you instantly made a whistle. Well, it's a little bit more difficult now, obviously, because I don't even know what they use that banding strap for. But what I've made this out of is just regular 3/4 banding strap. And it's really easy to do, and it's really effective. Now, I wanted to test this against the Nitecore whistle that I have, but when I got home, I was looking for it. Somebody has arranged stuff on my desk, and for the life of me, I can't find it right now. I do know that this whistle will outperform the Nitecore hands down. So the theory behind this is, or the way it works is, once you get this made, you'll end up sticking this in your mouth, and your lips will go over the top of the hole. Basically, it'll go inside of your mouth, and then you'll stick your tongue so that it covers about half the hole, and then all you do is blow. And you can change the pitch of it just by the amount of the hole that you cover up with your tongue. And it's really easy to operate. It sounds a little disgusting, but it makes a very, very good whistle. Now, in the end, because this is carbon steel, you can, after you get it made and get it all sanded down and get all the sharp edges off, you can coat it with like a clear coat, let all that dry, and then it won't rust on you. But this is a very effective whistle, and if you get everything sanded, it fits very nicely in your little watch pocket. So what you'll need to do is you need a few things. First of all, you need the banding strap, and this is just regular 3/4 inch banding strap. You're going to need something to cut it with, so I've got my Linux cutters here. You're going to need something to sand it with. So I'm just using a little piece of emery cloth. Sandpaper will do just fine. And you're going to need a drill with a 3/16 bit. So I'm just using my little DeWalt screwdriver with the 1/4 inch bit, the hex bits that go on it, and it works just fine. So let me show you how this is done, and so you can make your own. So the first thing you want to do is you want to measure it down probably about 3.5 inches where I went. You can make it a little smaller, you go at 3 inches, but just double whatever the total length that you want your whistle to be. In this case, mine's about 1.75 inches long, so we went 3.5 inches. So you take your cutters and just cut that straight off, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And you can always trim it down and adjust it back. So we got that cut. Now all we want to do is just try to find the center line of it, and let's see if we got it at 3.5. We'll come to 1 3/4, and we'll just start to bend it over. And we want to make sure that we bend it as straight as possible, obviously. You want to leave it so it's rounded a little bit there, and then all you got to do is push it down a little bit. Kind of want to get about, I left mine about a 1/4 inch gap or so. That's about what you're after. And if you have to, you might have to take a little bit of a hammer and kind of smooth that down a little bit more. But that'll work fine too. So I got a little hammer here. Let me just pop it just a little bit. Then we'll bend that back out so that everything is kind of even there. And now you want to take some sandpaper and you want to sand along these edges, because when you cut this, obviously you're going to have some sharp edges. So we're going to get rid of that with our sandpaper. You can just take it lightly, catch the edges first. And then I like to round the corners off, because obviously if you're going to be sticking this in your pocket, you don't want it jamming or jabbing you. So you just take that and round those edges off, get all those sharp edges off. Just have to work it until you get it all smoothed over. And you can also go on the inside a little bit. Anyway, you just work it off until you get all those sharp edges off, so it's not jabbing you in the pocket. Now, to drill the hole for this, what I did so I wouldn't affect my workbench is I just took some larger cardboard and I bent it over here. That way I can just set it on here, double it over, and that way when I drill through, I want those holes to line up, but I didn't want to affect my workbench, obviously. So you can set it like that, and then we'll just set the drill, kind of get it exactly where we want it, where we want that hole centered, and just go right through it. 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 And just go right th Went a little slow there because I didn't want to pop through my workbench. And then now doing this on camera, you can see that I kind of got the hole offset as the one I did earlier. But nonetheless, that's how I accomplished it. I don't like that. But then all we got to do is finish the sanding process and get these edges cleaned up here where the hole's at, and you'll have your whistle. Well, we got all the rough edges off there, so now we just want to squeeze that down just a little bit more because I don't like the gap in there. And that should do it. Now, obviously this one is not, the hole's not centered up, but you can see they're pretty much the same size. If I had just paid a little bit more attention and got that hole centered, maybe I should have center punched it to keep that drill bit from walking on me. But you get the idea. Now let's bring in a little decibel meter and we'll test them out and see just how effective they are. Okay, so I've got a cheaper decibel meter here. It's not the greatest in the world, but you can kind of see it reads okay. I mean, normal talking voice, you're running about 70 decibels. So it's not too bad. The problem is because the whistle peaks so quickly and then drops back off, it doesn't always give you the best reading. So we're gonna try this. It should be somewhere in the neighborhood. You should be able to get close to 110, probably 120 decibels out of this. It may not read that much, but I can guarantee you that it definitely gets loud. So let's give it a try and see what it does. Well, that one read about 106. I think it's actually a little bit louder than that, and I can tell you that I wish I had my Nitecore. I don't know where it's been misplaced at, but I can tell you that compared to something like that, the Nitecore whistle, this thing is way, way louder, and it doesn't cost you $20. Now, granted, it's not titanium, it's just carbon steel, and it's a little bit bulky by comparison, but it carries very nicely in your little watch pocket. And once you get everything sanded down right, you won't rip your jeans or anything. So this is a very cheap, actually a free whistle if you have access to some banding strap and you already own the tools in order to make this particular whistle. Now, I have not tried playing around with the hole size. As I remember it, all those banding straps that I used to use always came with a 3/16 hole, so that's what I drilled this one. You can try going a little bit lower or a little bit smaller hole, a little bit larger hole, see if you get the pitch different, if it makes a difference on the sound quality or how loud it actually is. Number of things you can try. Anyway, this is how to make a free whistle. My name is Ben. You've been watching the Texas Tool Crib. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.